In a small town nestled between hills, there lived a young boy named Sam, who was raised by his loving grandmother. The town had been experiencing an unusually long drought that lasted for weeks. The sun blazed down on the land, scorching everything in sight. The fields, once lush and green, had turned dry and cracked. The riverbeds were empty, and the well that had always been the town's main water source had nearly run dry. With each passing day, the villagers felt the weight of the drought more and more, their hope fading with each dry day. The town's mayor, seeing the increasing hardship, called for a gathering. He asked everyone to come together and pray for rain. "Let us all join in faith," he said, "and ask the heavens for mercy. If we pray as one, surely the Lord will listen and send the rain we so desperately need." The townspeople agreed, and a time was set for everyone to pray at once. Sam and his grandmother, like all the others, prepared to participate in the prayer, hopeful that their collective faith would bring the much-needed rain. On the day of the prayer, Sam sat by his grandmother in their humble home. He had heard his grandmother speak often of faith and prayer, but as the days dragged on with no change, he began to feel a little uncertain. His grandmother, however, was as calm as ever. She had a deep, unshakable belief that no matter how dry the land became, God would answer their prayers. Sam was young, but he could feel the gravity of the situation, the fear in the hearts of the people, and he felt a little nervous as they prepared to pray. With folded hands, Sam and his grandmother began their prayer. "O Lord," his grandmother whispered, "we come to you with heavy hearts. Our wells are running dry, and our crops are withering away. Please send us rain so that we may live. We know you are a merciful God, and we trust in your goodness." Sam echoed her words. "Please, God, help us. We are in desperate need of your rain. Please send it soon, before it is too late." When the prayer ended, the mood in the room was somber. Sam sat still for a moment, his young mind racing with thoughts. He looked out the window at the cloudless sky. The sun was setting, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink, but there was no sign of rain, no sign of relief. His grandmother, seeing his troubled expression, placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Sam," she said softly, "we have prayed. Now, we must believe that our prayer will be answered. Remember, faith is not just about asking, it's about believing that what we ask for will come." Sam nodded, but the doubt in his heart was hard to shake off. He had seen no sign of rain for so long, and it felt impossible to imagine that the sky could suddenly change. But then, something shifted inside him. His grandmother's words echoed in his mind, and he began to think differently. If they had prayed for rain, then surely they should act as though the rain was already on its way. With renewed determination, Sam decided to do something that would show he truly believed. Without a word, he stood up and went to the corner of the room where they kept the old bucket. His grandmother turned to see what he was doing. "Sam, where are you going?" she asked. "The well is almost empty. There's no water left." But Sam, with a glint of confidence in his eyes, said, "Grandma, we prayed for rain. I'm going to gather water from the well. We must prepare for it as if the rain is already here." His grandmother looked at him in surprise, unsure if he fully understood, but she saw the belief in his eyes. "All right, Sam," she said, "if you believe, then I'll help you." Together they carried the bucket to the well. When they reached it, Sam peered inside. The water was low, but there was still enough to fill the bucket if they were careful. "See, Grandma," Sam said, "we prayed, and we must act as though we already have what we asked for." His grandmother smiled, impressed by his faith. She had always believed in God's timing, but now she saw that Sam was learning the true meaning of belief. As they filled the bucket, they talked quietly about the rain that they knew would come. They shared memories of storms from years past, when the skies would darken and the earth would drink deeply. Even in the midst of the drought, Sam's belief in his prayer began to feel more real. They returned to their home, and Sam placed the bucket by the door, ready for the rain that he now truly believed would come. That night, as Sam lay in bed, he could hear the sounds of the wind picking up outside. The once still air seemed to be charged with energy. He closed his eyes, but sleep did not come easily. His mind kept racing with thoughts of the rain. As the hours passed, the wind grew stronger and he could hear the distant rumble of thunder. Suddenly, the sound of raindrops began to fall, softly at first, and then more steadily. The rain began to pour, filling the air with its refreshing scent and the sound of life returning to the earth. By morning, the town was drenched, the wells were refilled, and the crops, though still dry, began to show signs of hope. The people of the village were overjoyed. They had prayed, but they had also acted with belief, just as Sam had. The rain that fell that night was a miracle, but it was also the result of the faith and actions of those who believed that their prayers would be answered. The next morning, Sam went to the well again, this time with his grandmother. They stood together, watching the water fill up the well and imagining how the land would soon flourish. "See, Grandma," Sam said, his voice full of joy. "I knew it would rain. I knew our prayers would be answered." The moral of the story is clear. Faith is not just about praying for something. It's about believing that what we pray for will come and acting as though it already has. Like Sam, we must prepare for the things we hope for, even when we can't see them yet. True belief means trusting that our prayers will be answered and acting on that faith with confidence and determination.